Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Michael Mantell with another edition of Family Law Matters with Bonnie Rabinovich Mantell, certified family law specialist and owner and managing partner of the Primus Family Law Group. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Michael. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for asking. Bonnie, the holidays are right in front of us.
Oh,
And I know this is a tough time for families who are separated, who are divorced. We've been talking about it for several Family Law Matter editions already. I'm curious, with COVID continuing till who knows how long, the courts are sort of back, but they're backed up. What's the experience that people who are in touch with you filing family law matters? What are they seeing in the courts these days?
well, I will give the courts their props. Okay. They had very little time to come up with a completely different system called an e-filing system. Now, Los Angeles and other counties, they've been doing it, but San Diego's been a little bit behind. And now I will say, after doing it for this long, they have it pretty well down. You can get your stuff e-filed in a relatively quick turnaround, meaning you submit your stuff now online, scan it and send it. And you're no longer waiting 3, 4 months to get things back. You're actually getting documents back in a week's turnaround, 2 weeks tops. That makes our job a lot easier in scheduling hearings, getting deadlines down. So as for, managing our client stress level, when things are delayed and getting set, there's more stress that goes around for everybody. So that's really good. As for in-court appearances, no, we're still doing them Zoom. And there's still some of the technological challenges because it's not the court per se, it's people. We get a lot of people, making their own appearances from their car, from their living room with the cat walking. I'm sure at some point you'll hear my dog walk by me, so you've got that going on, which makes it a little bit more challenging. Or we've already created skits about, please press Alt 6 when we're trying to unmute you. Please press Alt, and the judge has to be patient. So it takes a lot longer to have your hearings heard. And so what the courts are doing to accommodate that is they're setting longer time estimates. So if you're going in and you're going to need a day for your trial, you might as well estimate 2. Does it make it more expensive for parties? Yes, which is why there's a lot of us who are willing to work and help people settle their cases, especially at Primus, because we understand that while the filings are getting done quicker, hearings are being set out very far. And it's right now we're getting hearings in late 2021.
Late 2021. Wow. So, is there a seasonal set of issues that you're hearing, especially this month?
Sure. People who are, not unwilling to share. Well, there's always those dramatic extremes who are like, I don't care what the court order says, you're not going to get to see little Johnny or little, you know, Wendy. And that requires us to run in ex parte, which means having to bog down the courts a little bit with hearing how these parents are unwilling to share. And then there's, the other issues of wanting to take your kids on vacation and how that's going to be arranged. And did they give notice? And the overall, and my mom and dad are now coming to town and that's a surprise and I'd like to have them more. And well, I already made plans and splitting and the, gifts, and there's who's got more and who's able to do more. There's a lot of that going around.
Bonnie, the Primus Family Law Group team takes time for itself to celebrate the holidays, to be with family and all that. And you
Yes.
do that the last week of December?
We do that Christmas week. So this week, it depends when it falls. This week, because Christmas falls Thursday night, Friday, we're going to be closed Thursday, probably about noon or noon 30 until the 2nd, when we all have to come back.
So what do people do as they're listening to this and realize, oh my goodness, I better get on the phone. I better talk to them because I want to do something that week with the kids. I was going to take them away, or how is your closing going to impact people? And what advice do you have for those who have been dragging their feet a bit?
Well, our closing shouldn't impact people. If you know that you want to take vacation and you haven't been able to work it out with your spouse and it's already this close to the holidays, reach out and, we can see what we can do to help you, of course. But that week, you should be able to be a grown up and figure it out on your own. Forgive me, if we're talking about 5 business days, 7 business days. I mean, you guys can do it. I have faith in all of you co-parents, good, bad, or indifferent, to be able to figure it out for 7 days. This,
Oh, and especially if there are children involved, as you always say, for the sake of the children, for the sake of the
absolutely.
children.
That's all that
Um,
matters.
mhm, mhm. And do because this is going to sound like a strange question, but this is a time when family is visiting, even during COVID.
Mhm.
People are still getting their cars, they're flying. People are still, doing what they have to do with masks and all that. Do you get calls from parents of spouses that you are representing? Hi, this is Mrs. Jones, and you're representing my daughter, and I want to know what do you ever get
Yeah.
calls like that?
Oh, we may get the occasional call, but attorney-client confidentiality is a very important thing. And even if mom or dad is footing the bill, we don't, they don't run the case. They don't get to know about the case. Our client's case is our client's case. And so, no, we're very polite. We can certainly wish them well and tell them we're taking care of their child's case to the best of our abilities, as I'm sure their child is telling them as well. And that's where we leave that.
Hmm. Hmm. And so this time of the year, even with family visiting and holiday cheer and all that, there's still rules and boundaries and ethics and
Yes,
guidelines and everything else that you follow regardless.
regardless. Yes,
Right.
absolutely, Michael.
Right, right. All righty. Well, listen, this has been a wonderfully helpful and informative edition of Family Law Matters, as always. And if people do want to get in touch with you in advance of that time off that most people are taking, how do they reach you?
You can reach us at 619-574-8000, and Milani will definitely put you on my calendar for a 30-minute free consult. And you can also reach us at primusfamilylaw.com. There's a neat online form you can fill out, and we will contact you from that.